Road to a crypto Milli. Market is doing pretty good. ETH is closer and closer to its all-time high. Everything's looking pretty good. It's basing off the news of interest rate cuts. I think that's really what we're waiting on to see. But I don't know. Today I wanted to come on here, talk about something else, because I think it kind of ties into this. And the more I talk about it and with other people, I see that I'm not the only one. And this would be more of like a crypto mental health video. So lately, for a while, and I've just come to realization, it's been happening for a while now, I guess I've been going through depersonalization. And trying to navigate through that. I was tossing it up to just too much caffeine, and it would happen to me while I'm a barber. It would happen to me while I'm cutting hair, which would be weird. And then as I started to recognize it and understand it for what it was, I can feel my mind shifting, almost like a rotating door, and I'd feel it shift to one side, and then I'd have to use my mind to like open it back up and shift it back. But that's very stressful when you're trying to do that and at the same time cut hair. And it would happen to me, and then that would bring anxiety to me. And I guess I have some depression. And now I'm going to see and get help, because I want to fix it, and I don't like that I do these things. I want to fix myself. Like, I'm not broken, but I'm already a beast, like physically, so I want to be just as much as an animal mentally. And I just know that's going to help me become stronger the more I dig into my mental as well. I do all the outside work, and now I got to fix the inside work, which I wasn't really 100% aware of. I knew, but I didn't know how much I needed to do or understand what I needed to do until I kept on going to get help. Because what was happening to me was I was getting panic attacks, anxiety attacks. And at first, when they were first happening, I thought I was like going to pass out. I thought something was wrong with my heart. And as time went on, obviously, nothing was actually happening like that. And I would have to calm myself down and keep on pulling myself back in and grounding myself. But that's been happening for a couple of years now. And I've been going through that for a couple of years and not really doing anything until recently, when I went to the doctor, got an EKG, I did all that. And obviously my heart is perfectly fine. I'm a very healthy person. And then I was telling them I believe that it could be anxiety. And then they sent me to a social worker, talked to that person. And then, that helped bring me back, ground me a little bit. But as I'm explaining to her these things that are going on in my mind and how things are working, I want to work. I want to do better. I want to make myself better. So, she was able to help me to some extent. And then I go and do more research on what I'm explaining. And I'm like, oh, that sounds like depersonalization. And, yeah, I don't know. I just feel like maybe me talking about it could help somebody else out. I'm about to go do, I forget the name of what it is that helps you. They do something with like your eyes or whatever. I'm about to do that next week, and hopefully that helps it and, stops whatever I'm going through. But I didn't necessarily think I'd be a weak person for going to do this or whatever, but whoever else, if you think like you're not mentally 100%, you should probably just go talk to somebody and try to dig into it. Like I said, because you got to be, if you're already doing great in other aspects, why not get your mental 100% too? Like mentally, spiritually, I feel like I'm there. I mean, not mentally, physically and spiritually, I feel like I'm there, but mentally I need to get that up to 100%. And it takes work, and it takes understanding, and it takes also, probably some sense of vulnerability and accepting that, you need to ask for some help, because I couldn't do this by myself, so also being in crypto too, it's stressful. It adds to it. Your money's tied up, you're watching it go up and down, you're just trying to make things happen while you're juggling your life, trying to shift career path. There's a lot of things going on, and then you got also things, just whatever happened to you in the past or whatever. But the more I talk about it, the more I know other people are going through it, and some people know they're going through it and they're not doing anything about it either. So I don't know, I just wanted to put it out there. You're not the only one. I'm learning I'm not the only one. It's kind of insane, because I've had more people close to me actually throughout the year basically explaining to me like they're having panic attacks too and stuff like that, and then me not, because when I'm hearing that, I had no clue what to say or what to do, and then of course I start getting them, and then I'm like, all right, when they were saying it to me, I didn't know that's what it was, and then I get them, and then I'm digging into what's happening to me. So then hopefully me saying something makes you want to look a little, further within yourself. There's a lot going on in the world. There definitely, there's things that are, trying to mess you up anyways, just through marketing and everything like that. Like, they're trying to capture your mind either way. There's nobody really out there for the most part for your greater good. And then you find some people through like TikTok and stuff like that are trying to help people by just talking about certain things that I'm saying right now, and are able to go in more depth because they are professionals. So yeah, I just wanted to add this into a video. I wanted to talk about it because this is what the road to a crypto milli, this is what I'm going through, and I'm getting help, and I want to help. So hopefully this does help. You're not the only one. And I see the more I talk, more people, when I do more videos like this where I'm just being personal, I think people, and I don't know. I don't even know what's going on in general with the YouTube or whatever. I'm still doing it. I see some people looking, paying attention, so hopefully this helps to the people that are looking and paying attention, besides just the market, because, the market isn't everything, money isn't everything. You gotta, if I'm going to proceed to become this successful crypto millionaire entrepreneur, I gotta be in tip-top shape. Physically, mentally, spiritually. I gotta be on game. I gotta be on point. And this is part of it. And I know other people are going through it. So let's make shit happen. Let's do it. Just got done with kickboxing, about to go lift. Again, making sure, physically I'm there. Talking about the market. Let's get back to it. You're still waiting on Brad to end up celebrating. I don't know what they're waiting on. It's kind of crazy. And we got a couple more weeks left to the end of the month, to the next Fed meeting. And it's leaning towards, it does look as if though they will cut interest rates. And the market is preparing for that. Chart-wise, it looks like the market is ready for that. The charts tell you first. The news helps push it through. But the charts are telling you what it's gearing up towards, what it's warming up to. So, Jerome comes out and cuts those interest rates, which it really does look like it's leaning towards that. And I've been waiting for this for a very long time. The markets are going to, what I would assume, the markets are going to react very abundantly. They're gonna go up for something like that. And we only have a couple more months left. You have till December, essentially. People can tell you the market's different, but if you want to prepare yourself properly, you want to go with what's been consistently happening pattern-wise, which is into 2026, that's where the blow-off top is. So either cut rates, there's like a couple things that can happen. Cut rates, Bitcoin gets another big pump, consolidates, or it stays consolidating here. ETH takes over, and dominance gets its big pump into new all-time highs. And then starts to consolidate, and then you let these other larger market caps go, and then the meme coins will start to pump from these other chains. Only right now, time will tell, but that's what you want to prepare for these last couple months into the new year. More than a couple months, but that's what you want to prepare for, because if it rhymes, then you want to get yourself situated to where you feel the euphoria and control your emotions with the euphoria, to at least take something off the table, to put yourself in a situation to now be prepared for if and when we go into a bear market. So that's what I'm preparing myself for. Again, mental health, wealth, prosperity, and vision. Listening to Napoleon Hill, I don't know, just giving something else that helps me. What I needed to hear while I was going through this, and it did pop up, was Napoleon Hill. I brought him up before. I've said his name before in other videos and stuff like that. Napoleon Hill popped up. I listened to him, and that's what I needed to kind of ground myself and pull myself back in. He says, when you pray, do not pray like a beggar. And it doesn't mean when you demand like a spoiled brat. You demand in the way of demanding it from yourself, where you just demand greatness for yourself and from yourself. And that is something I've been saying a lot to myself lately, where I demand greatness. That's what I demand from myself. And I don't demand it from God as in the way of like, hey, you do this. I demand it as in like, if I'm begging from God, God is only going to see me as someone who is a beggar. So then what is the perception of a beggar? What are most beggars doing? They're usually not getting what they want because they're begging. And that is a weak mind. That is weak in general. So you have to demand it from yourself. Otherwise, you're going to to not get it because you are begging. As simplistic as that might sound, for me it clicked. I'm like, okay, I do understand that. Don't be a beggar. Write down things too. Like, write down what you want, envision. Like, you can say, like how Napoleon Hill says, you can say it's manifesting and all this, but it's natural law. And I've had clarity moments of this where, I envision something, I receive it, because I demanded that from myself. Whether it be in sports, if you want to be a great athlete, you have to imitate someone like that. And they probably don't beg to be a great athlete. They don't beg to be fast. They don't beg to be strong. They demand that from themselves. They get up, they go and do it, they do the work. So you have to do the work at the same time demanding it from yourself to receive it. So, and that will help you with your mental health as well. This journey is crazy, and like I said, I've been doing this because I feel like I should document it, because when I get what I have demanded from myself, others can see where I started, which is like you. I wasn't handed anything. I worked very hard for anything I have now and anything I have later. So this is just a documentation of somebody becoming the apex investor from the ground up. And I just post these because I know other people are out there that could use some type of motivation, and I'm a helping type of person, and then even myself, I could use this type of motivation. So we're still on the road to a crypto Milli. Who's ever out there watching, I appreciate you, and I hope the best for everybody. Hold up. I don't hope the best for everybody. I demand the best for everybody. And just to add one last thing to the whole mental health stuff, like, you can know about it and be aware of it for yourself, but please don't use it as an excuse. It's real. It is something, but you got to work towards it for yourself. It's not something that can't be fixed or go away. So I just kind of want to put that out there too. Don't use it as a crutch. It's not fun, but you got to work on it. I just wanted to make that clear too, because I am definitely resilient either way, having these things go on in my head. I am the epitome of delayed gratification, hard work, all that. I wake up, almost 3 to 4 times out of the week at 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, get ready for the gym, kickboxing 2 to 3 times, lift almost every day, calisthenic, whatever. And those things go on in my head sometimes as I'm doing them. So I'm just trying to say, put that out there. Like, you can't use it as something that's going to stop you. You can't say somebody else has it worse than the other. Like, everybody's going through it. You got to work at it. You have to at least work at it. So just wanted to get that point across too, because I do know how it feels and I do understand.